Lisa Baker stared out the viewport as the Starship Horizon approached the massive structure floating in space. After 6 months of travel, they had finally reached the headquarters of the Galactic Council. The huge ring-shaped station glowed with blue and green lights against the darkness of space. "Are you ready, Ambassador?" Captain Daniel White asked, stopping beside her. Lisa straightened her uniform jacket. "As ready as I'll ever be to represent all of humanity to alien life forms." The 12-person crew of the Horizon had been chosen carefully for this mission. They were the first humans to venture beyond their solar system, thanks to the new faster-than-light drive. Humanity had been exploring space for just 50 years when they detected the alien signal inviting them to join the wider galactic community. The shuttle bay opened to receive their smaller craft. Lisa, Daniel, and Communications Officer Samuel West boarded the shuttle along with 2 security officers. Samuel checked his translator device one more time. "The latest update should help us understand whatever languages we encounter," he said, though the initial message was in perfect English, which still puzzles me. Their shuttle landed smoothly in the council station. The doors opened to reveal a long hallway lined with beings from at least 20 different species. Some had multiple limbs, others hovered above the ground. A few looked almost human except for their colored skin or extra eyes. A tall, thin alien with silvery skin stepped forward. "Welcome, humans. I am Shrell, Council Greeter. Follow me to the chamber." Lisa nodded politely. "Thank you for the invitation. We are honored to represent Earth." As they walked, Lisa noticed how the other aliens moved aside, watching them with what seemed like caution or fear. Samuel leaned close to her. "They're whispering about us," he said quietly. "My translator is picking up phrases like dangerous ones and potential trouble." Lisa frowned. "But we've never even met these species before. How could they know anything about us?" The council chamber was enormous, with hundreds of seats arranged in rising circles. At the top sat 7 figures in dark robes, their faces hidden in shadows. "The elders," Krell explained, pointing to the robed figures. "They have guided the council for millennia." The human delegation took their place at the speaking platform. Lisa stepped forward, ready to deliver her prepared speech about peaceful cooperation and cultural exchange. Before she could speak, one of the elders raised a hand. The entire chamber fell silent instantly. "Humans," the elder's voice boomed, seemingly coming from everywhere at once. "Your species has been observed for some time. You develop quickly. Too quickly, perhaps." Lisa felt a chill run down her spine. "We come seeking friendship and knowledge," she said. "Knowledge must be earned," another elder said. "And controlled. Your species will be granted limited access to council space and technology." The terms came rapidly after that. Humans would be restricted to their solar system and a few nearby stars. They would need to follow all council directives without question. Any ships leaving Earth space would carry council observers. And most importantly, the first elder said, humans must never defy the council's decisions. This one rule is absolute. Captain White stepped forward. "These restrictions seem severe for a species you've just met." The chamber grew tense. Many alien representatives seemed to shrink in their seats. "The rule exists for good reason," the elder replied coldly. "Accept these terms or return to your isolation." With little choice, Lisa formally accepted the conditions, though her stomach twisted with unease. During their journey home, Samuel spent hours in the communications center, listening to transmissions between council ships. "Something strange," he told Lisa and Daniel. "They keep referring to us as the Defiant Ones. It's like a title, but we haven't defied anything yet," Daniel said quietly, looking out at the stars. Lisa nodded slowly. "I got the feeling we're being judged for something we haven't done, or perhaps haven't done yet." The Horizon continued its journey back to Earth, carrying news of humanity's restricted welcome to the galactic community, and the first seeds of suspicion about the elders and their one absolute rule. 5 years passed since humanity's first meeting with the Galactic Council. The excitement of contact with alien life had faded, replaced by frustration at the tight restrictions placed on Earth. Admiral Olivia Grant stood in the observation deck of Earth's newest defense station orbiting Mars. Below her, construction teams worked on 6 new patrol ships. Each vessel was exactly the size allowed by Council regulations, not 1 meter longer. "Admiral, the Council observer has arrived for the inspection," her assistant said. Olivia nodded. These weekly inspections had become routine. The Council watched everything humans built, making sure no ships exceeded the allowed specifications and no weapons were too advanced. The observer who entered was not the usual stern Sixian she expected. Instead, a younger Xelthian with blue-tinted skin approached. He wore the standard Council uniform, but seemed less rigid than most observers. "Admiral Grant, I am Alan Gray," he said, using the human name as some aliens did for easier communication. "I'll be your new regular observer." Olivia led him through the station, showing him the construction bays and weapon systems. All were within Council limits, of course. "You build quickly," Alan noted as they watched workers assemble a ship hull. "We have to," Olivia replied. "The Council only allows us 30 ships total. When one breaks down, we need replacements ready." Alan nodded but said nothing more. Over the following months, he continued his weekly inspections. Unlike other observers, he sometimes asked questions about human culture or shared small details about his own world. After 6 months of these interactions, Olivia considered him almost friendly. During one inspection, they stopped for coffee in her office. "May I ask you something unofficial?" Olivia ventured. Alan glanced at the door. "I suppose. Why does the Council restrict us so much? We've followed every rule." Alan was quiet for a long moment. Finally, he leaned forward. "The Elders fear you." "Fear us? Why?" "We're barely able to travel beyond our own solar system. All species begin under restrictions," Alan explained quietly. "But yours are the strictest I've ever seen. The speed of your development concerns them." Olivia wanted to ask more, but Alan quickly returned to his formal inspection routine. Meanwhile, on Europa, Jupiter's ice-covered moon, engineer Kevin Sanchez supervised a mining operation. The Council allowed humans to mine their own system freely, and Europa's resources were valuable. "Sir, the drill team hit something strange," a worker reported over the radio. "You should come see." Kevin took a transport to the drill site. The team had broken through a pocket in the ice and found something that wasn't ice or rock. "We were drilling and hit this," the team leader said, pointing at a silvery object embedded in the wall. "It's metal, but nothing like our equipment." Kevin examined the object. It was a smooth oval shape about 2 meters long with strange symbols etched on its surface. It wasn't damaged despite the drill hitting it. "Has anyone reported this to the station?" Kevin asked. "Not yet. Just found it 20 minutes ago." Kevin thought for a moment. Council rules required reporting any unusual discoveries immediately, but something made him hesitate. "Keep this quiet for now," he decided. "Get it out carefully and move it to storage bay 12. Tell everyone it's damaged equipment." That night, Kevin returned alone to examine the object. When he touched a particular symbol, the oval hummed and a seam appeared. It was opening. Inside was a data storage device, unlike anything humans had built. Kevin carefully removed it and connected it to his tablet using various adapters. The screen lit up with star charts, images of strange worlds, and text in an unknown language. One image made Kevin freeze. It showed the Elders, but not as the respected leaders they claimed to be. In this image, they stood among ruins of a burning city, surrounded by bodies. Kevin quickly disconnected the device. He needed to get this to Earth immediately, but Council observers monitored all communications and transport. This discovery needed to travel secretly. He carefully resealed the artifact and packed it in a container labeled replacement parts. Tomorrow, a supply ship would return to Earth. Kevin would make sure this package went with it, addressed to the one person he knew might understand its importance, Dr. Sofia Martinez at Luna University. Kevin looked at the stars through the dome window. Out there, something very different from what the council had told them was waiting. Dr. Sofia Martinez received the package from Europa with a note from Kevin explaining his discovery. As the head synorchaeologist at Luna University, she had studied the few alien artifacts the council had allowed humans to examine. This one was different. No council member had approved it. Sophia locked her laboratory door and carefully opened the container. The oval object inside seemed to hum slightly when she touched it. Using Kevin's instructions, she pressed the symbol that opened its hidden compartment. Amazing, she whispered, connecting the data device to her specialized computer. Her screen filled with information, star maps, historical records, and images from worlds she had never seen. "Computer, translate this text," she ordered. "Working," the computer responded. Partial match found with symbols from Council Archive. Translation at 42% accuracy. Even with partial translation, what Sophia read shocked her. The data showed hundreds of inhabited worlds that the Council claimed were empty or restricted. The device contained records of species that appeared in no Council document. Her computer alarm beeped. Warning. Council communication detected approaching the lunar base. Sophia quickly backed up the data to a secure drive and closed the artifact. Minutes later, her lab door chimed. Patricia Fleming, the human liaison to the Council observers, entered with 2 Zixian aliens. "Dr. Martinez," Patricia said formally, "these observers have detected unusual energy readings from your lab. They request an inspection." Sophia kept her face calm. "Of course, I'm running tests on moon rocks. Perhaps that's what they detected." The taller Zixian moved forward, scanning equipment with a small device. "We detect residual energy consistent with non-human technology." "Impossible," Sophia replied. "All my equipment is standard Earth issue." The second Zixian approached the cabinet where she had hidden the artifact. Sophia's heart beat faster. Her emergency communicator buzzed. "Dr. Martinez, President Jackson requests your immediate presence for the Mars colony planning session." The Zixians paused. Even Council observers couldn't refuse a presidential summons. "This inspection will continue later," the first Zixian stated. "Nothing is to be removed from this laboratory." After they left, Sophia grabbed the artifact and the backup drive. The presidential message had been exactly timed. Someone was helping her. An hour later, Sophia sat in President Richard Jackson's secure office beneath the White House. Also present were Admiral Grant and Communication Director Edward Miller. "So this artifact contradicts everything the Council has told us?" President Jackson asked after she explained her findings. "Yes, sir. According to these records, the Elders aren't benevolent leaders. They're conquerors who suppress developing species. They control access to resources and technology. Species that obey become second-class citizens in their empire." "And those who don't obey?" Admiral Grant asked. Sophia's face darkened. "There are records of 27 civilizations that defied the Elders. Their planets were stripped of resources. Their people were scattered as refugees or worse." President Jackson stood and looked out the window at the Washington Monument. "Yet they seem particularly concerned about us." "Admiral Grant, tell her what your Council observer revealed." "The Elders fear humans specifically," Admiral Grant explained. "Our restrictions are stricter than what other species received." Edward Miller spoke up. "This matches patterns I've noticed in Council communications. They discuss humans differently, with more caution." "The artifact contains references to a prediction or prophecy," Sophia added. "Something about the defiant species that breaks the cycle. The translation isn't clear, but I believe they think it's us." President Jackson turned back to face them. "The Council has demanded we turn over any unusual artifacts discovered on Europa. Patricia Fleming informed me before purposely delaying the observers. We can't give them this." Sophia said firmly. It contains too much valuable information. I agree, the president replied. Dr. Martinez, I want you to take a small team and continue studying this artifact in secret. We need to know everything it can tell us. Where? Admiral Grant asked. Council observers monitor all our facilities. President Jackson smiled slightly. Not all of them. There's a research station beneath the Mariana Trench. Originally built for deep ocean studies, it's been converted for classified projects. The water blocks most scans. What about the council? Edward asked. We'll tell them we found nothing but damaged mining equipment on Europa, the president decided. Meanwhile, Dr. Martinez, you and Chief Engineer Paul Rodriguez will lead the research team. Find out everything this artifact can tell us. Sophia nodded, understanding the risk they were taking. This directly violates the Elders' primary rule. Yes, President Jackson said quietly. We are officially defying them. 3 months after the discovery of the artifact, Admiral Olivia Grant gathered a small group in the underwater facility beneath the Mariana Trench. The room was secure against all known forms of surveillance. Present were key military leaders, scientists, and diplomats who had been carefully selected and brought to the facility in secret. Thank you all for coming, Olivia said. What you're about to hear cannot leave this room. Dr. Sofia Martinez stepped forward. The dark circles under her eyes showed how hard she had been working. The artifact has revealed far more than we expected, Sophia explained. The Elders have controlled the galaxy for over 10,000 years. They claim to protect developing species, but the truth is very different. She displayed images from the artifact on the large screen. They showed worlds being stripped of resources, populations being relocated, and entire civilizations disappearing. The Elders identify species with potential and restrict their development. Species that obey become servants. Those who resist are eliminated or scattered across the galaxy as refugees, Sophia continued. But why fear humans specifically? Asked Dr. Eric Foster, a physicist who had been secretly enhancing Earth's shielding technology beyond Council regulations. The artifact contains references to a cycle, Sophia replied. Every few thousand years, the Elders face a challenge to their power. The last 3 challenges failed, but the artifact suggests humans have specific traits that make us dangerous to them. What traits? Someone asked. Our adaptability and speed of technological development. The artifact contains data showing human innovation rates exceed all other known species by a significant margin. Admiral Grant took over. We face a difficult choice. We now know the Elders will never allow us to develop freely. The restrictions will only get tighter. What are our options? Asked Navy Commander Nicole Bennett. Continued compliance means eventual stagnation, Olivia answered. Defiance risks destruction. But the artifact offers a third option, preparation while appearing to comply. Dr. Foster stood up. I've been working on something that might help. He activated his tablet, showing designs for an advanced propulsion system. Using principles from the artifact, I've developed a drive that can evade Council detection. It bends space differently than their sensors are designed to detect. The group discussed for hours. Eventually, they reached a unanimous decision. Humanity would prepare for conflict while appearing to follow Council directives. It was risky, but the alternative was worse. Admiral Grant outlined their plan. We will build a fleet using the new drive technology. Commander Bennett will pilot the first experimental vessel, the Defiance, to seek out other species who might join our cause. Meanwhile, Sophia added, we'll continue studying the artifact. It contains information about the Elders' weaknesses we haven't fully decoded yet. As the meeting concluded, Frank Miller, director of the mining colony on Proxima Centauri II, approached Admiral Grant privately. My colony is the furthest from Council observers, he said quietly. We have extensive underground facilities officially used for processing resources. With some adjustments, we could convert those spaces to manufacture advanced weapons. Olivia nodded slowly. How soon could you begin? Immediately. The Council rarely inspects our operation. They're more concerned with technology development than resource processing. Do it, Olivia decided, but maintain absolute secrecy. Later that night, Commander Nickel Bennett inspected the experimental ship hidden in a special hangar. The Defiance was smaller than standard military vessels, but incorporated the new drive technology and advanced stealth systems. She's ready for testing, Chief Engineer Paul Rodriguez told her. The drive works in simulation, but you'll be the first to try it in real space. Nickel ran her hand along the smooth hull. When do I leave? 1 week, Paul replied. Your mission is to travel beyond Council space and locate any species who might help us. According to the artifact, there are refugees from civilizations the Elders destroyed scattered throughout the outer regions. And if I'm caught? Nickel asked. Paul's expression grew serious. Then Earth will deny all knowledge of your mission. You'll be on your own. Nicole nodded. She understood the risk, but also the importance of her mission. Humanity's future might depend on finding allies. As she looked at the ship that would carry her beyond known space, Nicole felt both fear and determination. The Defiance would live up to its name. Commander Nickel Bennett guided the Defiance through the darkness beyond Council space. For 3 weeks, she had traveled farther than any human had gone before. The ship's new drive worked perfectly, leaving no trace for Council sensors to detect. Approaching the coordinates from the artifact, Nicole said to herself, checking the navigation system. According to Dr. Martinez's research, this remote star system might hold refugees from a civilization called the Athrani. The star ahead was dim, with 5 planets orbiting it. Nicole's sensors detected faint energy readings from the 3rd planet. Signs of technology, but deliberately kept minimal. This is Commander Bennett of Earth. She broadcast on frequencies mentioned in the artifact. I seek contact with the Athrani people. For several minutes, there was no response. Then a voice replied, speaking heavily accented English. Earth vessel, power down and prepare for approach. Any aggressive movement will result in your destruction. 3 small ships appeared suddenly, their stealth technology more advanced than anything Nicole had seen. They escorted the Defiance to a hidden base inside a large asteroid orbiting the 3rd planet. When Nicole exited her ship, she was met by tall, gray-skinned beings with 4 arms. Their leader stepped forward. I am Kazray, he said. Though for easier communication, you may call me Carl Weber. We have adopted human names in our studies of your species. You've been watching us? Nicole asked. Carl nodded. Many watch humans, some with fear, others with hope. Inside their base, Carl explained the Athrani history. Once a proud spacefaring civilization, they had challenged the Elders 3 centuries earlier. Their punishment was severe. Their home planet stripped of resources, their people scattered across the galaxy. Your species is young and numerous, Carl warned, but the Elders command technologies you cannot imagine. They have erased thousands of civilizations more advanced than yours. Nicole showed him the data from the artifact. We believe there's a way to fight them. The artifact suggests the Elders have weaknesses. Carl studied the information carefully. This is unexpected. Such knowledge is carefully hidden by the Elders. Will you help us? Nicole asked. The risk is enormous, Carl replied. But your timing is fortunate. The Elders' control is not as absolute as it once was. Their focus on your species has created opportunities. After days of discussion, the Athrani agreed to share their knowledge. Their most valuable information concerned the Elders' communication system. Their power relies on instantaneous control across the galaxy, Carl explained. They use ancient relay stations to coordinate their forces. Disable those relays, and their response will be fragmented. While Nicole gathered allies, Ambassador Lisa Baker returned to the Galactic Council for their regular meeting. Her official mission was routine diplomatic work, but she had a secret purpose. During the formal reception, Lisa circulated among representatives from other species under Council restrictions. Using coded language developed from the artifact, She identified potential allies. In a quiet corner, she spoke with a delegate from the Felorians, a species whose technology had been heavily restricted for centuries. "The harvest season approaches," Lisa said casually, using the code phrase. The delegate's eyes widened slightly. "We anticipate a bountiful crop this cycle," he replied, completing the recognition sequence. Over the course of the week-long council session, Lisa made contact with representatives from 7 different restricted civilizations. Away from council observers, they formed what they called the Coalition of Free Worlds. "If we coordinate our actions," Lisa told them during their final secret meeting, "we can challenge the Elders' control. They cannot suppress all of us simultaneously." The Felorian delegate looked worried. "The punishment for defiance is severe." "True," Lisa acknowledged. "But the artifact shows us something important. The Elders have never faced a coordinated rebellion from multiple species. Their system is designed to isolate and punish individual civilizations." After much debate, the coalition agreed to prepare their worlds. When Earth made its move against the Elders, they would join the fight. As Lisa's ship departed the council station, she received an encrypted message from Nicole. "Allies secured beyond the boundary. Returning with representatives. The outer darkness stands with us." Lisa smiled as she deleted the message. The pieces were falling into place. Soon, humanity would openly defy the Elders, and they would not stand alone. 6 months had passed since the formation of the Coalition of Free Worlds. Earth's secret preparations were almost complete. The hidden fleet built at Proxima Centauri IV now numbered 30 ships, all equipped with Dr. Foster's advanced drive technology. Weapons manufactured in underground facilities had been distributed to coalition members. President Jackson called a final meeting of Earth's leadership. The time had come to decide their next move. "We can continue preparing in secret," the president said, "or we can confront the Elders directly with our evidence of their deception." Admiral Grant spoke up. "Our fleet is ready, but the Elders control vastly more ships. A direct military confrontation is risky. The artifact has revealed almost all its secrets," Dr. Martinez added. "We now understand much of the Elders' history and technology, but there's one approach we haven't tried: direct negotiation with proof in hand." After hours of debate, they agreed on a plan. Ambassador Lisa Baker would return to the council with evidence from the artifact. She would propose reforms that would grant all species equality and freedom from restrictions. It was a slim chance, but worth trying before resorting to open conflict. 2 weeks later, Lisa stood before the full Galactic Council. Representatives from all member species were present, and all 7 Elders watched from their elevated platform. "Distinguished council members," Lisa began, "Earth comes before you today with important information that affects all species in this galaxy." She activated a display showing historical records from the artifact. These records reveal the true history of the Council and the Elders' role in it. Lisa continued, "For thousands of years, developing species have been suppressed, not protected. Resources have been controlled, not shared. Those who questioned this system were punished severely." Murmurs spread through the chamber. Many representatives looked shocked. Others seemed afraid to react. The Elders remained motionless. "Earth proposes a reformation of the Council," Lisa announced. "All species should have equal representation. Technology and resource restrictions should be lifted. The galaxy should be open to all." A Felorian representative spoke up. "These claims are serious. If true, they demand investigation." Several other coalition members voiced support. For a moment, it seemed some council members might be swayed by the evidence. Then the central elder rose slowly from the dais. Unlike previous council sessions, this elder removed its hood, revealing a face that seemed to shift and change, as if made of smoke. "Humanity was warned never to defy us," the Elder Prime said, its voice echoing unnaturally throughout the chamber. "You have violated our primary directive. The penalty is prescribed." The Elder Prime raised a small device. "All human representatives will be rendered unconscious. Their memory of these events will be removed. Earth will face additional restrictions for this violation. The Elder activated the device. Council security moved toward Lisa. But nothing happened to her or the other humans present. The Elder Prime's shifting face showed confusion. You should be affected by the control implants all species receive during first contact medical procedures. Lisa stood firm. Humanity rejected those implants. We discovered their true purpose and provided our representatives with countermeasures. This revelation caused chaos in the chamber. Many species had never realized they carried Elder technology within them. Your defiance will not stand, the Elder Prime declared, its voice now harsh. Earth will be made an example, as others before you. The Elder Prime pressed another control. Large screens in the chamber showed Elder warships moving toward Earth and human colonies. This was always their plan, Lisa told the stunned council members. Any species that showed too much potential would eventually be eliminated. Today it's humanity. Tomorrow it could be any of you. She turned back to the Elder Prime. We respectfully decline your penalty. Humanity defies your unjust rule, and we are not alone. At this signal, representatives from the Coalition of Free Worlds stood up around the chamber. Nearly a third of the council joined them. The Elder Prime's face shifted rapidly in what appeared to be anger. You have doomed your worlds. The punishment begins now. As alarms sounded throughout the council station, Lisa sent an encrypted message to Earth. Negotiation failed. The Elders have launched their attack. Activate Defiance Protocol. The final confrontation had begun. The Elder warships appeared in Earth's sky like angry stars. People looked up in fear as the massive vessels moved into attack position. On colonies across the solar system, similar ships threatened destruction. But humanity had prepared. When the first Elder weapon fired, it struck an invisible barrier. Dr. Foster's advanced shield technology protected major cities and military bases from the initial attack. Admiral Grant stood on the bridge of the flagship Intrepid, hidden behind Mars until this moment. All ships engage as planned. Priority targets are their communication relays. Earth's hidden fleet emerged from concealment. 30 ships, each built in secret and equipped with technology derived from the artifact, moved to engage the Elder forces. Across the galaxy, Coalition worlds launched their own attacks. The Felurians disabled the relay station in their sector. The Athrani fleet, led by Carl Weber, struck at Elder supply lines. 7 different species, coordinating their actions for the first time, fought against their oppressors. On Earth, in the deep facility beneath the Mariana Trench, Dr. Sofia Martinez and engineer Paul Rodriguez worked frantically with the artifact. The final encryption is breaking, Sofia said, her fingers moving across the control panel. The artifact is responding to the conflict. It's becoming more active. The oval object now glowed brightly, its surface covered with shifting symbols. As the final code fell into place, the artifact rose into the air and expanded, revealing its true form, a control key to the Elder's own technology. Sending the shutdown codes now, Paul announced, connecting the artifact to Earth's communication array. The signal went out, targeting Elder ships throughout the solar system. In space, the battle raged. Human ships were outnumbered but fought with unexpected effectiveness. Elder vessels found their advanced systems failing as the artifact's signal spread. Commander Nickel Bennett led a strike team against the Elder command ship. Their shields are down, she reported as her small craft approached the massive vessel. Boarding team ready. Inside the council chamber, chaos continued as security forces tried to capture the human delegates. Ambassador Lisa Baker and representatives from Coalition worlds fought their way to escape pods. We need to reach the Elder homeworld, Lisa told the others as they fled. Everything we've learned points to a control center at the galaxy's core. Across the solar system, Elder ships began to drift powerless as the artifact's signal took effect. Those that remained operational faced the combined forces of Earth and the Coalition. Captain Jason Lewis led the ground assault team that breached the Elder command ship. Fighting through confused alien defenders, they reached the central control room. Inside, they found not the imposing figures they expected, but smaller beings operating complex machinery. These aren't elders, Jason realized, looking at the frightened operators. They're from another species entirely. One of the operators, seeing they were not being attacked, spoke hesitantly. "We are Kareth. We serve the Masters because we must. They conquered our world 5,000 years ago." The truth finally emerged. The beings known as elders were not the original rulers but usurpers who had enslaved the true elders, using their identity to control the galaxy for thousands of years. The final battle took place at the artificial world at the galaxy's core, the true elder homeworld, now controlled by the conquerors who had taken their name. Admiral Grant led the combined coalition fleet, while Lisa Baker and representatives from member worlds confronted the imposters directly. "Your deception ends today," Lisa declared as they faced the false elders in their inner sanctum. "You've controlled this galaxy through fear and lies. That ends now." The Elder Prime attempted one final defense, activating ancient weapons, but the artifact signal had spread throughout their network, disabling their technology. Without their superior weapons, the false elders' power crumbled. As the dust settled, representatives from hundreds of worlds gathered to form a new galactic confederation based on equality and cooperation. Species long suppressed began to reclaim their heritage and rebuild their civilizations. Admiral Grant watched from the observation deck as ships from newly freed worlds arrived to join the Confederation. "The Elders had one rule about humanity," she said quietly. "Never defy them." It was the only rule we needed to break. Ambassador Baker stood beside her, and our defiance freed not just ourselves, but the entire galaxy. Below, on the rebuilt council floor, Lisa's words echoed through galactic history. "The greatest tyranny relies on the silent obedience of good people. Today, we choose a different path, one where defiance against injustice becomes our shared strength."